Good afternoon and welcome to Arden Street Oval for the Round 5 VFLW match between North Melbourne and the Williamstown Seagulls. My name's John O'Van. I'll be your host and play-by-play commentator for today's match. Joining me alongside for the first time in VFLW for him is Bailey Turner, affectionately known as BT. Good morning, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, good afternoon everyone. Excited today, beautiful conditions out here at Arden Street. Very excited to see what is going to be transpiring here today. But before we go through that, Jono, might just have a look through some of the results from the weekend.
Absolutely, let's do that. By the way, there's a game going on at the moment between Essendon and the Southern Saints. It's currently in the third quarter. Just about 13 minutes expired from there. Down at the hangar, it's Essendon leading. Oh, it's not Essendon leading. It's the Saints leading 6-2-38 to the Bombers 5-2-32. The Saints, well, if they get a win, it means that the Essendon Bombers are knocked off top spot for the moment. And as I turn my mic up very slightly, thank you very much, BT, as we're sort of fine-tuning the things before the call. The Saints are up. This is absolutely fantastic for them. 2 goals to Boyd, 1 goal to DeAngelis. Flanagan as well, her former Hawks teammate as well back in the day. Kayla Apari also has scored a goal. Well, what do you think?
Well, yeah, 3 goals, 2 unanswered in the quarter, and Essendon have not scored since the halftime break. So this one looks like it's going to be a tight one. Essendon, of course, coming off a big win last week against the Williamstown Seagulls. So they were looking good, but it's going to be a tight one, I reckon. Yeah.
So if you want to watch that the end to that game, well, there's still plenty of time left. So if you just want to listen to that game, you can do that. Just head to warfradio.com and just listen to the live stream while you watch the opening minutes of this game. If you so wish, you can do that. And also, if you want to watch the video stream as well, there's that on the VFL and VFLW YouTube channel. It's a fantastic day out here at Arden Street. Just absolutely perfect conditions. Obviously, there was a game here yesterday. It's currently 28 degrees. And so we've pretty much reached the top as the sun just heads right pretty much above us. It's an extremely hot day. And BT, I was out on the deck, and it's pretty hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it is pretty hard. The ground looks like it hasn't been much rain down here, unlike much of Australia. But Victoria's been pretty dry recently, so the deck's very hard. It's going to be hard for the players today. It's going to be very hard underfoot. Good running conditions. It's going to be good conditions for fast, up-tempo footy, you'd have to say.
Yes, indeed. So, and if we have a look at yesterday's result as well in the AFL Women's here, where the North Kangas played against the Eagles, the final score, in case you missed that, was North Melbourne coming up victorious, 9-5-59, defeating the West Coast Eagles 3-2-20. North are winless in the VFLW competition so far, and they'd want to emulate what their first team has done. Can they get the win over Williamstown, BT?
Oh, it's a really tight one today. Williamstown themselves only with the 1 win for the season, coming in round 2 against the Bulldogs, who themselves have been struggling a lot this year. But, you know, 6 teams making the final. Williamstown only 1 game outside. North not far away, and they've come up close a few times. So, I think they've got it in them today. Home deck advantage as well. It's going to be a tough one.
So the Williamstown players just coming off after having their pre-game warm-up, and as we noticed before we came on air, then presenting a jumper to the debutante for today for the Seagulls. Ruby Barnes, 3rd-generation Seagull. Her grandfather played plenty of games for the Seagulls back in the day in the VFA, and then her father played thirds for Williamstown, and now she gets her opportunity to play in the VFLW team today, as I get my words a bit tongue-tied as the wind blows as well. But I tell you, with the standalone clubs being, coming from the VFL men's and indeed with the VFL women's, there's still that historical connection and the importance, and it allows people to relate a lot more. Like, there's a lot of pride at the moment with within the 4 walls of the Williamstown Footy Club. And, well, tell you what, I reckon they're going to use that to sort of drive that sort of win potentially as we get sorted. I'll tell you what we might do is, as there's 10 minutes to go before the game starts, we might just take a quick break and just see if we're ready to go on the audio side of things. We can hear each other. Hopefully you guys can hear us as well. But you're watching the VFL Women's Match of the Day between North Melbourne and Williamstown, live from Arden Street Oval. Welcome back to the VFLW Match of the Day here at Arden Street. As you can see, the North Melbourne team has come out, and obviously you can see the VFL Women's logo on your screen as well, but I tell you what, that'll come off before the game begins, obviously. But as you can tell, it is an absolute picture here at Arden Street Oval. John O'Ven and Bailey Turner with you today, and well, let's get some predictions about today. I've spoken to a few players, particularly Jess Morney, who last week kicked a goal as the North team went down to Darebin just narrowly, and it was a tough loss for them. So she needs a big game today. She said she wants to be a bit of a goal-scoring winger, so that's pretty exciting, and the prospect is there. But let's go back to last week just briefly. So the score from that: Darebin Falcons 3-6-24 defeating North 1-8. The one goal, of course, was from Morney, and but I tell you what, they locked horns for that 3 quarter period or so, and then unfortunately it just got away from them, BT.
Yeah, and, looking at that game, it was a tight one all the way, but, Darebin coming up trumps. North do have some injuries, as do Williamstown, actually, and they've got, I think, a player out with COVID, a few people out with different injuries, a couple being managed, so, not a full-strength side for either team today. But looking at Williamstown's result last week, they did have a pretty heavy defeat to Essendon, who, again, have been playing really well, 10-5, 65 to 2-1, 13. So, I think it's going to be a tight one. If I was having to make a prediction, I would give North Melbourne the slight edge today. Home ground, fairly tight on the ladder. They've had some good performances, not quite putting it together. I think North might have it in them to get it done today.
The last time these two teams did play, it was here at Arden Street Oval. And North winning just narrowly. I was commentating that game. It was a very great day out. Unfortunately, we were in the box very next to us. Couldn't really hear much out here, but as you can see, or hear as well, there's plenty of wind out there. And the swirling conditions will dictate today's play very much so. Well, it's about 5 minutes to go, and the umpires are out in the middle, ready to go. I tell you what, they couldn't have asked for a better day to umpire and the players to play, BT.
Oh, it definitely is. A very nice spot. It's my first time here at Arden Street. Been around a few of the other grounds on the inner city, Princess Park. But no, it's a picture of a ground. There's a few fans lining up on the hill over by the end where Williamstown are just running out now. So it's going to be a bit of a spectacle. A few spectators in.
Very good. So, yeah, so as you could probably see there, just Erin Mead doing a bit of the Trent Cotchin and just tapping her teammates through, running out. They're very excited to be here, the Williamstown Seagulls, and why wouldn't you be? As we mentioned earlier, Ruby Barnes debuting today, third generation Seagull. Gee, it's a very exciting day for her as well as her family, BC.
Yeah, well, third generation, and when she was presented with her jersey about half an hour ago from now, you could see the emotion. She came running up to grab it, big embrace from all her teammates. So it's going to be a very exciting day for her. Keen to see how she performs. Hopefully, solid performance. Keen to see if she can get on the score sheet, because I'm sure there'll be a big celebration if she can get on it.
Reckon Sasha Long will also get on the score sheet as well. She played for Williamstown CY in the Ammos, and she's come over to play for the VFLW. She's a very exciting prospect, and well, I'll tell you what, it's a very young side at Williamstown, and indeed with North, and they do have a few AFLW players. Obviously, Williamstown aren't aligned to an AFLW team, but there's, for instance, there's Tess Craven, Perry King, you know, those sorts of things, and a name that gets me excited to call is Jess Duffin, the number 45. She usually wears the number 27 when she's playing AFLW. But I'm excited to see what she has to give today. She played last week in the twos, and, well, I'm looking forward to seeing her play, BT.
Yeah, of course, a multi-sport superstar, you'd have to say. Jess Duffin, also Renegades captain, I believe.
Get on red, absolutely.
Get on red. So
we had to just get that out of the way. So if you're a Renegades fan...
Can't say I'm a Stars man myself, so it does hurt, but...
very good. And you're also a Saints man. Let's mention that as well. They're playing at 1:10, so don't forget you can also tune into that. Hey, by the way, there is a live chat operating at the moment to the 30 people watching us here on the VFLW Match of the Day. Get involved in the chat. Say good day, and we'll get you involved in the broadcast. If you ask a question or if you just want to contribute with a comment, go right ahead in the comments section. I'll tell you what, it's a fantastic day to do it, and a fantastic day to be at the footy. So if you're in the area, just come down like the people on the hill. It's yeah, they've got a nice little shady spot there just on the 45.
Yeah, a bit disappointed to not be down on the hill today. It'd be such a nice day for it. Might get a bit sunburnt, so maybe it's better I stay up here in the box.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, what a spot though. What a ground. Beautiful little spot here as well. I didn't realise it was I just didn't realise it was at the spot in the city. I was like coming in here today and just excited to see where it was. But I'd have to come back here as well, I reckon, now. And if you're in the area, I agree, get down or watch on the stream. Either way, make sure that you're tuning into this contest. It's going to be a cracker.
So the team's just running in the final messages for the game. And both teams probably with that similar message, just get that win on the board. It's very important, even though both teams are sort of languishing in the bottom half of the ladder. Yes, it's a very important win to get just to boost the confidence for the remainder of the season. There's still plenty of time left,
definitely.
But the teams that are outside the top six, there's a 2-game difference, I believe, in the ladder. BT, if you just check that again for us. But the players are in readiness and getting ready to go. Midfield setups there. And of course there is the 5-6-5 rule in this competition. There's going to be Elizabeth McGrath and the Williamstown player there, Sarek in the ruck, who used to play for North Melbourne as well, but we're almost ready to go here. McGrath and Sarek to kick things off here in the middle of the ground here at Arden Street Oval. And the umpire holds the ball aloft. Let's get it going. So up it grows, and McGrath just very clear. Craven just missed it as ball goes to ground. Picking up the ball there was the number 8 for the Williamstown Seagulls, who I don't think we have at the moment.
DeSanto, I think.
DeSanto, thanks for that. So a change has been made, and we're going to need to get onto that. North are going to come around. Here's Morney, just on the edge of the centre square. Ball goes to ground. Tackling there was Paterno. No, not Paterno. It was a Williamstown player, Donnell rather, as they come in. And Williamstown will have an inside 50 entrance, but a solid tackle there laid by Ibrahim for North Melbourne. As BT, if you move that sound desk just a little bit closer to us, I might be able to have a bit of breathing space. Sarek got the tap down immediately, roved by that teammate of hers, who's immediately wrapped up. That teammate, of course, is Jasmine Kawa. Back up we go. Donnell in the hands of O'Loughlin now. Craven gets a kick inside, trying to switch, but it's going to get in the hands of a Williamstown player. Clearland kicks inside. Ooh, off hands. Oh, kick around the body from Kennedy was good. And it is a behind, unfortunately. So Williamstown off to a great start, BT.
Yeah, hot start. That was a risky kick across from Tess Craven there. Intercepted. Lucky to escape with a point with that one. Also important to point out, DeSanto's coming off the emergency list for Williamstown, so we'll have to see who's dropped out of the side today.
Jess Duffin in the long sleeves, kicking on the 45, running outside. Can North get a mark? No, they can't. Misses both intended targets. Running after it was Paterno. This ball goes to ground, and there's a bit of a scramble just trying to find the footy. Umpire circling. Ball's going to come out. Craven getting involved again. Getting it off to McGrath, who's in the ruck as North Melbourne move it outside, but there's a mark there, and it's going to get... Oh, well... Misses everyone there, looking for Mead, just looking to pick the ball up, and it's going to go out of bounds. Is it a last touch rule? I'm not sure. No, it is going to be a throw-in. Apologies about that, but it is a great contest so far. 1-0. Ball will come in. Sarek and McGrath once again. McGrath will get the tap down. Getting to Mora. And their teammate runs around with the footy, gets the hands off. Does well. Inside 50 now for North. Oh, misses the intended target there of Hamilton. Morney, come on, pick it up. Kick around the body. No, unfortunately, she can't get it, but going through for the second effort's Morney. Dispossessed once again. Getting it off to O'Loughlin. Inside, just to the top of the goal square. Can North Melbourne find their first goal? It's on the ground. Williamstown players getting the numbers. Webster bring it out and kicking it on the 45. Ball goes to ground again. Ibrahim picking up the ball for North and doing well to do it. Unfortunately, though, Slaney was dispossessed as she picked up the footy. Ibrahim goes again with the tackle. Ball goes to ground. Another ball up. Incredible pressure from North to start so far, BT.
Yeah, great pressure. Also, as the ball goes up here, that's the first hit out there for Williamstown. But before that, it was 4-0. Big dominance early for the North Melbourne Ruck.
There you go. So she's doing well as Elizabeth McGrath, and the ball's going to go up again as there was nothing particularly doing in that previous contest. Morney's going to get it, swing around on the right with a cheeky check side, get it off to the number 6 in O'Loughlin, who has a shot. Oh, unfortunately, it's been touched off the boot and is going to go out of bounds. Gee, North look on here as they linger inside 50.
Yeah, they do. You wouldn't know that this is a side who hasn't got a win yet. Their pressure is on. Their hands are looking good. It's just those final kicks that they're not quite getting off yet.
It's probably been a big talking point during the week as the ball goes up, spinning back into play. Here's Morney now. Gets the handball off to her teammate. Mora just misjudged it. Kick off the ground from the Williamstown player who's going to land in the hands of Erin Mead. Erin Mead comes down the line. Duffin with the mark. Almost directly in front of us. She reloads and finds her teammate there in Ibrahim. She does well to mark. Centering ball inboard. Mark is taken there by Paterno, who again just centers ever so slightly and finds Kiara Fitzgerald. Goes inside 50. And the mark is taken by Williamstown, who are going to send it back from whence it came. Shani Whiting's that player on the 45, looking for a teammate. Just misjudged it. Did that intended teammate there as she also gets tackled. Picking up the footy there was Bradley for North, sending it back inside. after getting it back, after hand passing it to Morney, but picking up the crumbs here is Erin Mead, who's just going to relax a bit and send it back out. Sarek was the intended target, misjudged her, and is going to go out of bounds. It's probably going to be a Lassu rule. It is, because it's last touch out of bounds between the arcs when it comes from a kick or a handball. So that's going to be the case. And Tegan Bradley will reload for North, but the mark is taken by Scarlett Donnell.
And that's 3 intercept marks and about 3 inside 50s. North Melbourne's got to rethink the way that they're entering. They've gone around a few times and then gone in shallow, and they've been picked off.
Mead moves in quickly, getting it to a teammate, looking for McCarthy, but misjudged her, and Duffin will take the mark. Centering ball. It's a great take by Amy Smith. She's going to kick it off inside midfield now. Skinner inside 50, and the mark is taken by Alexia Hamilton, I think it is, who's going to load up to the top of the goal square. And O'Loughlin snaps around her body and misses to the right.
First score for North Melbourne. All that dominance is starting to show. Every single stat, you'd say that they're ahead. They've just got to work on the way they're entering 50 there. And that good contested mark from Alexia Hamilton was how that scoring shot came about.
So Williamstown are going to rebound here as BT turn up that effects mic. It might help the viewers out there. The kick's in to, well, no one in particular. It found Duffin, and then Kennedy collected it towards us directly in front. And Williamstown player there tackled. Is holding the ball going to be paid? It's not. It's going to be a ball up. The player there tackled. Very frustrated is the debutante there, Ruby Barnes. She runs off to the next contest. Free kick's been paid. It's going to go the way of Williamstown. For high. Stepnell. Centering ball, but didn't really look for an option there as North are going to pick it up through Skinner. This ball goes to ground, though, after all that. And it's going to be holding the ball. Solid tackle there made by Sarah Skinner. She got involved very shortly after. Kiara Fitzgerald on the outer side. Misjudged it, did her target there as they come around the outer side. And Williamstown are going to turn it over. Oh, gee, that's got to be holding the ball. It is. Thank you very much. A great tackle there by Ellie McDonald, local club, the Eastern Devils. And she's going to reload as the footy goes to ground. It's a one-on-one contest, but it's going to land in favour of Williamstown. A hand pass off as McDonald goes in for the second effort and going to send it out of bounds. A quick stat check from Bailey Turner.
Yeah, well, even though the game's been played at a very fast pace, and even though there's been some intercept marks at the back, the tackling stats for North Melbourne, they'll be very happy with that. 8 tackles to 2, and it's showing with those couple of holding the ball decisions.
So Hamilton going to go up in the ruck against Laurie Stepnell this time. Ball goes to ground. Williamstown are going to take the chocolates in this particular contest. Coming out of it was Biedenveg Webster, kicking to the centre of the ground. Players chasing the left to the right, to the front to behind. One of them was Duffin, but she just languished behind the contest. Having the ball now is Cleland. Goes to ground, though, with the solid tackle from the North Melbourne player. The umpire says, nothing doing, I'll have it. Both sides and their pressure. The pressure gauge is red hot if this was a Fox Footy production. Just through the roof at the moment from both teams.
Another
a free
high
kick
shot.
has been paid. It's another high tackle to Jasmine Carla. And she's just going to take her time and run around. She does indeed. Looking for McCarthy, who couldn't quite take the mark. But circling around the contest was that player. And I'll tell you what, Mora has kicked it away in the opposite direction, and a 50-metre penalty was luckily not paid there. The free kick is going to be taken by Williamstown as the ball just comes back. Who's going to take that free kick? Do we know, BT?
Sophie Georgas, I think it is.
Georges, there we go. So here she is now, running towards the centre of the ground, kicking it inside 50. Oh, mark was almost taken there. Player goes to ground, trying to get out of it was Ellie McDonald. And the kick from the Williamstown player is just a bit skewy. If chasing the ball was Kennedy, who is going to grab the footy and just run. Just got the open goal. Is it going to land there? No. Oh, no, it is. So there you go. Williamstown have the first of the day. Jess Duffin a little bit annoyed not to get there and touch it on the line, BT.
Yeah, couldn't quite get there, but a good break of the tackle. Broke, I think it was Jess Jones coming the other way for North Melbourne. Broke through the tackle, straightened up, kicked it truly and just got over the line. And that's only their third inside 50 for the match as compared to, I think, 5 or 6 for North Melbourne. So despite the dominance that they've had, and especially in disposals, Williamstown are going to take the first goal and the lead.
So Bridie Kennedy with that goal there, the first of the day, and she's done well to kick it over the head of Jess Duffin, who, she's not a, I suppose she's not a goalkeeper, but...
She's no goalkeeper. She's a wicketkeeper.
She is multi-talented nonetheless as the play restarts here, and Williamstown are going to pick up from where they left off. Inside 50, Duffin with the mark there, making amends for I suppose, the mistake just earlier, taking a strong mark there. Hamilton's going to take it on the 45. She does well to collect it. Running past to give the option is Jess Jones, who gets the hand pass off, and she's hot. Oh, she's red hot there. Just got the kick away. Chasing it, though, Ellie McDonald. She's going to pick it up and send it inside 50 for North. Who can get a mark? They can get a mark, and that mark is to Emily Paterno, who's going to have a shot at goal and try and square the ledger. Do you reckon she's got this from here, BT?
Oh, it's about 30 out, slight angle. I'd back her in here. There's a fair amount of wind here.
It's going right to left.
It's going right to left. Yeah. I think she strides in, kicks truly, goes up, looks to be drifting.
There we go.
It's just snuck inside the right-hand point post.
You make a good play-by-play commentary, BT.
Jumping on in.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you know, sometimes people can do that, but as I've done even from the boundary, sometimes, you know, just a kick that goes a bit misjudged is, well, going to land in my hands to call it. But Duffin is going to get the rebound mark for North, and going to find her team. Well, tried to find her teammate in Slaney, but she couldn't quite mark it. And Williamstown are going to go down the line. McCarthy was the target there, and she couldn't mark it as Morney in front of us here just misjudged the kick to Slaney, and the free kick has been paid. It's going to go the way of Slaney. Morney runs down. Can she get another kick? No, instead Slaney's going to run and load up. Well, almost past the 50. It couldn't quite as ball goes to ground here. And a free kick has been paid. What was that by the looks of it? It's going to go the way of Williamstown.
Talia Wright, I believe.
Talia Wright is going to have it here, yes indeed. So, Wright will go down the line, almost out of bounds, and almost taking the mark there was Jess Morney, but he sort of left it behind, and Sarek will have the footy. Just going in board and missing a few players, but almost landed in the hands of Jess Jones. And as North move around here, here's Annabelle Scott, who will go out of bounds, and it'll be a lasso rule.
So last
touch out of bounds. So yes, it's either last touch out of bounds or lasso rule, depending on what takes your fancy, I suppose. BT is. Here come Williamstown now, very short down the line. Along the eyes and taking the mark was Elsa Mangan, but it wasn't a mark, it was touched on the line there.
Yeah, so offhand, so that's going to be a throw-in.
It is.
Instead of that lasso rule. Just want to highlight very quickly, Jess Duffin has taken 4 intercept marks already. Very strong down the back.
Very good to see, and very happy. You'd be very happy with that if you're member of the North Melbourne coaching staff. Up it comes, spinning back into play, and North have the numbers around the contest. McGrath, hands it off, and immediately to her teammate who's wrapped up there. That teammate is Sarah Skinner by the looks of things, or maybe it's Mel Nikas. Yes, it is. So, play restarts. Laying on the tackle was Stephanie Lawrence. And another ball up. So ball up seemed to be the order of the day here, BT, as the pressure just ramps up.
Yeah, it certainly is. Still 7-4 dominance for North Melbourne, but they are coming back into it. Interestingly, though, the Seagulls winning the clearance stat, 5-3.
Bradley juggles it. No, it wasn't Bradley. It was Annabelle Scott who kicks it inside at the centre square, but still a Bridgewater's going to cut it off. Get it to a teammate, misses the intended target. Annabelle Scott will run down and try and get involved with the contest there as she was circling, trying to get the footy. Buried under that at the end of it was Hannah Ibrahim. And, well, a free kick's been paid.
For holding,
I think it might have been holding, so just it was one of those marginal free kicks that can cost you. And I think it's McCarthy.
Yeah, Sophia McCarthy.
Goal here. And she'll approach and try and kick away for the time being. McCarthy approaches with the wind sort of in front of her, and North are going to grab it just right on the centre square line. Getting involved there was Lisa Lochnan, telling the umpire pretty much, yeah, ball it up, I've got it down. And the ball goes down, up, down, left, right, as North will try and find a way out. Immediately wrapped up there. And another ball up. So the pressure is, well,
it's hot.
Very, very hot, like seagulls to a chip.
It's a good way of putting it.
It'd be well, in fact, seagulls to a footy, seagulls to a chip. And I tell you what, if you're an actual seagull today, there's probably plenty of fish and chips around. As Williamstown, the Seagulls, are going to have a shot on goal here.
Umpires allowed a full 360, 720 before giving that one.
Yeah, so that's the new rules, I think, in place. And having a shot at goal here is Eliza Strafford, who's on a very tight angle here. Strafford will come in. Ooh, it's a high ball. Is it going to make it? No, it's not. Almost got in the hands of her teammate as that player's wrapped up. Going to ground and another ball up, pretty much from where it was a couple of minutes ago, BT.
Yeah, we've moved out to the wing and we've come exactly back to where we were. Jasmine Carr just wrapped up with the ball there.
McGrath will get the deft touch and Duffin will rove it and then just yeet.
Punts it into the crowd.
Out on the full. Kick to advantage, just gone wrong, unfortunately, there.
Yeah, it's going to be coming back with interest, this one. They've got time to set up their forward line instead of having the ball up in the square. Let's see what they can do with it.
Didn't think I'd do a yeet in a...
Wasn't quite expecting that to come out, but...
No, absolutely not. Stepnell will kick in board now for Williamstown. Oh, almost got the mark there. And here's Carla. Shot on. Oh, top of the goal square. No, it's going to be cut off by North, who are going to go on the outer side this time, switching the play. Here's Morney. Dodges one, and she's got the run on the outer side. Looking for a teammate there. Couldn't quite find her. She comes back in for the second effort with a courageous little pump as the ball's going to go down to ground, and it's going to come out. But at the last minute, the umpire says, no, I'll have it.
Yeah, in a minute and a half.
Morney, I'll tell you what, Jess Morney really wants to impress today.
She's trying to put a stamp on this game, isn't she?
She's really doing well so far, and definitely got the early approval of the coaches as we look at the comment section just briefly. And QT Pepe says that their favourite player is Alexia Hamilton, and fair enough too. She's playing well as play restarts here, and North are going to come out the outer side. Immediately cut off, though, by Mead, who takes the mark. Inside 50 now for Williamstown. Oh, gee, almost misjudged it. Well, did misjudge it, was McCarthy. And another ball up there. Sort of was a flow-on effect from that little contest there. Oh, gee, the umpire takes a tumble as McGrath gets the tap down. Teammate who roved it there is immediately brought to ground, and the umpire who's taken a tumble bravely gets back, crosses himself and says, yep, thank you very much, I'll have it. And let's go again. Nobody behind me, please. Thank you very much. Back we go here. And Williamstown are going to get the tap down. Oh, gee, almost getting it there was McCarthy, who goes to ground, and the umpire circling, looking for, a potential free kick to come out of that, and nothing doing. Another ball up here. So up we go. Nobody behind the umpire again, which is good to see, unless he got tripped and maybe tripped over a blade of grass early before. A 2 2-1 contest there in favour of North, and the meat and the sandwich there as the siren sounds, rather not the final siren. That's 3 quarters away. The siren sounds, and it's quarter time here at Arden Street. It's Williamstown leading 117 to North, 2 behinds. This is the VFLW match of the day here on the VFLW YouTube stream with Jono and BT. And BT has pointed to me.
Very quick update from this second game going on today. There's only a few minutes to go in the fourth quarter between Essendon and the Southern Saints.
That's got to be it.
And the scores are tied 7-4, 46 apiece.
21 minutes gone. That's got to be it, BT.
21-27. How does this work if there's no time off? I'm very confused.
Something might have happened. I think that's it. I think that's all she wrote. Well, there you go. I think that's it. So scores are level at the hangar. And there you go. Tell you what, we're going to take a quick break here at Arden Street Oval. You're watching the VFLW match of the day at Arden Street. And, well, it is North trailing by 5 points. And welcome back to the VFL Women's Match of the Day from Arden Street Oval. It's North against Williamstown in some round 5 action here. Currently, it's Williamstown by 5 points at the quarter-time break, 117 to North. 2 behinds. John O'Van and Bailey Turner with you on this lovely day here at Arden Street. And, well, pressure's red hot, BT, and I tell you what, this game could go absolutely anywhere.
Yeah, it's a tight one. There's good pressure from both sides. Good tackling pressure as well. Lots of players getting in and amongst it. Looking at those stats, it is North 15-8 for Williamstown. So I'm sure the North coaching staff will be very happy with that one. Quick update from our second game today. It has indeed finished 7-4, 46 apiece in a very tight game. I'm sure this one is heading, from the looks of it, down a very similar route in terms of how tight it's going to be.
So the implications of that, I think, would be because it's 2 points apiece, Casey Demons are top of the league.
I believe so.
For the moment. They had a great game yesterday as well as we bring that up. So they went out to Deakin Uni. Might have seen it on the YouTube channel here, getting a very strong victory, 15-45, defeating the Geelong Cats, 5-4-34. Goals to Dowler, Fellows, McCrossan and Parry from Casey. And Clark Skinner and D. Giacomi for Geelong as the players from both teams have run through their paces. What do you reckon Williamstown coach Penny Cooler-Reid is saying to her players right now, BT?
I think she'll be looking for a bit of composure from her players. It's been rushed, especially going forward inside 50. They've been doing well repelling the attacks from the defensive side. They'll be looking for a bit more composure out wide and going through the middle to try and get themselves working up the field rather than just bombing out long and having it come back in and repeat entries from North Melbourne.
Early on, how do you stop Jess Duffin? Because she's leading the disposal count currently at 7.
Yeah, 7 disposals, 4 marks in that. All intercept as well. You've got to not just go long down the line, don't you? You've got to try and move it through the middle, try and kick it out wide, move her out of position, and get players coming out towards you on the lead. That's got to be the way forward. The other option is run and gun, handball, run through, and just try and get past her.
A great contribution just coming in here from Louise Collison, who says, how good is Australian lacrosse champion Ruby Barnes been? I was actually talking to...
Lacrosse champion?
I was actually talking to Emily Fox, who's a development coach at Williamstown, and she informed me that Barnes is in fact a lacrosse champion. And I'll tell you what,
look at that.
Usually you have players with basketball backgrounds, and there is a few out there, I believe, but lacrosse background.
That's a first. A lacrosse background in the VFLW. I would not have picked that. But, you know, I'm not sure she's had a touch yet. She did get one and then just got wrapped up really quickly. Such was the pressure. But let's see whether she can have a bit of an impact on this game.
Well, I think she can. So, well, I'll tell you what, that's a great string to your bow, I suppose.
Yeah, just waiting for a few players to exit the field out onto the hill.
And we'll do that, and we're going to go straight back up again for the second term here in the VFL match of the day. McGrath unfortunately missed it on this occasion as Mora will rove it inside 50 for North. Chasing the footy there was McDonald. She couldn't quite get it there, and she's going to go to ground. Another ball up here.
Yeah, good strong tackle there by Britt Gibson.
Indeed. So here we go. Back up in the middle there, and Gibson's going to take the ruck on this occasion, but Williamstown are going to come out through Mangan. One-on-one contest there. Just misjudged there by her teammate as the North are going to come around here. Oh, gee whiz. Mangan going to come in for the second effort. It's red-hot pressure at the moment. Handballing it off there was Amy Smith. Getting it down, though, and restarting the play. After all of that, it's just a seesawing contest.
The pressure is high. This is not the sort of pressure levels you would expect from teams who some might say are languishing down the bottom end of the ladder, but the pressure has been brought here.
So, play restarts here. Morney, oh gee, pushed out off there, and teammate's going to pick it up. Here's Craven going down the line looking for a teammate. Can't on this occasion. Hamilton's chasing. It's going to beat her, though, going out of bounds. I reckon the first goal scorer here is going to be, for North, I reckon it's going to be Hamilton. She's
looking dangerous, isn't she?
She's got something about her. She just put on the afterburners there, and fortunately the footy beat her on this occasion.
Yeah, former Gold Coast AFLW, as we've got listed here. She has been looking dangerous today. So
a whistle there from the umpire. I think
a rethrow.
It's going to be a rethrow. So such is the wind factor here.
Yeah.
It's blowing towards us now. So what's that now? It's a right to left, pretty much, and it's pretty much a forward wind. So the umpire's just come in just a smidge more. And Hamilton just looking to pick up the footy. She does indeed. Gets the hand pass off. And a free kick's been picked out. It's going to go the way of North. Oh, gee whiz. Trying to run back there with the flight of the... Well, just trying to move things on really quickly. Annabelle Scott, and she couldn't quite. She has to compose herself now. And she's going to pretty much pick up from where she left off. Look for a teammate. Can't quite find her as players scramble to find the footy and find a clear possession. The handball was out, but Williamstown are going to have it. Breeden Webster trying to clear it out amongst a few other Williamstown players, and it's going to go out of bounds. But also,
I think that's been called a push in the back there.
There is also a push in the back. Pretty much right on. So the kick's going to be taken here by Emily Paterno, who will, really, you can't do anything but go for goal, to be honest. And, well, She goes with the inside-out bender. It was looking good.
I think it's been taken by the wind, that one.
The Czechsoid, unfortunately, is taken by the wind and it's a little bit to the left. So, well, that looked like a good kick, didn't it?
It did, and there was that pressure just locking the ball back inside there from North Melbourne again, really bringing it on. If we had a pressure factor here, it would be right up that extreme end.
Don't exactly know how the pressure gauge works.
I can't say I do either.
No, I don't think anybody does. As Williamstown are quick to move things on, kicking to a contest. Going to find teammates. The string of handballs will happen as they go down the line. Just outside on the edge of the centre square, but North are going to keen to send it back from whence it came. Morney marking in the centre of the ground and taking a bounce immediately, assessing her options while immediately being chased. She's going to take a few bounces and load up inside 50. She does indeed. Oh, gee. Almost dropped that there, but she didn't in the end. Paterno was a courageous mark and unfortunately spoiled at the last second. But Williamstown are going to come up trumps here at the moment as players are just scrambling to get involved. One of them's Craven, and she can't quite. Duffin will kick short. Misses Morney, though, as she's going to regroup. Kick towards the boundary line to no one in particular. Williamstown are going to come around here down the line, and Morney, well, not Morney, it was +1, the number 3 there is going to try and move as play quickly moves on. In the back line there is Jess Duffin. She's going to lower the eyes, go short.
Once again, the goalkeeper, as we were saying just before this quarter started.
Fitzgerald. So Fitzgerald misses her intended target in Jess Jones, who was going to go there for the second effort. Barges through one player, immediately tackled by the second. And it's going to be a ball up there. Nothing doing. BT, as you were saying.
Yeah, and Jess Duffin, once again, I think it was Laurie Stepnell, just kicking the ball long to no one in particular. All the forwards had come up the ground. Once again, Jess Duffin, easy possession, able to clear the ball. Got a good, cool head back there. Speaking
of the clearance, Melnikas is going to clear the ball for North. And I'll tell you what, they're on here. Bump. A great kick there, goes towards goal, but unfortunately it's wide. I think that might have been Britt Gibson.
Yeah, and a good solid shepherd there from, I think it was Alexia Hamilton again, bumping the Williamstown defender out of the way just to give that clear shot.
Big thank you for your contributions today, BT, in the match analyst role in your debut. It's fantastic to have you alongside. As play will restart, Hamilton will catch her own footy, but Williamstown will come around as the contest happens and they manage to get a clearance. The one-on-one contest falls in favour of Amy Smith, who reloads back in, and the mark is taken by none other than Hamilton, as there's a player down there. Oh dear, there's a player down.
Holding, is it at the ankle or the knee potentially?
Oh dear. So maybe time will stop. We're not sure. So Hamilton's just going back, and I think the kick will be taken as that North player down there is being assessed. As she's going to take the kick amongst the medical attention. In comes Hamilton. And she kicks truly. So there you go. So North have the first on the board, and that player who was down gets up. It's Perry King, I think. Is it? Oh,
I'm not too sure who it is.
It is Perry King.
It's looking like a knee.
Oh dear.
Or an ankle. Yeah, it's not looking good.
Perry King being helped off by the trainers. Oh, geez, if you want to go back a few seconds there and assess the incident for yourself, go right ahead. But, gee, that's unfortunate for North. They're a player down.
Having to be carried off. That looks nasty. I'm not sure whether it was a collision injury. It looks more like she must have just tried to turn and go towards where the ball was coming in and just injured it. But that is unfortunate, and that's hard to see.
Oh, very unfortunate. So,
if I'm a
North player, I'd want to get this win for Perry King 100%, as she gets carried off by the trainers and the change is immediately made. Paterno's going to come on. But is there a 5-6-5 warning?
A 5-6-5 warning.
If there's been a 5-6-5 warning while Paterno's coming on, anyway.
Yeah, I think it's for the player who was waiting for the injured Perry King to come off.
Interesting. So, here we go. Again, McGrath with the deft touch along the ground. North are going to move around the outer side, chasing the footy there. Amy Smith gathers, wants to switch, but it's going to land in the hands of the Williamstown player, immediately dispossessed. Duffin gets the handoff. Craven. Oh, she's got two players hot on it as McDonald is going to kick down the line. Paterno wanted to collect, but Shani Whiting was in possession of the ball. Well, no, she wasn't. She's been held, and she's gone down the ground as well pretty hard. It is a very rock-hard deck out there. Yeah. And perhaps just feeling the after effects there, Shani Whiting.
Yeah, had the ball, dropped the ball, and then was slung to the ground. Probably the right decision there by the umpire, but you'd have to say for Ali Paterno, she must feel a little bit hard done by there for a good pressure act.
So, Whiting will kick and immediately wrapped up. Was her teammate going for it? That teammate, of course, McCarthy, who's been plenty involved today, and the holding the ball was the call. Sort of pick up where I left off. So North are going to send a kick through to Annabelle Scott, who couldn't quite take the mark. So Williamstown are going to run through. Whiting to Jasmine Carla. And, string of handballs on the outer side here. Ruby Barnes, the lacrosse background, is going to find her teammate there. Taking the mark there was Elsa Mangan. There you go. So the lacrosse background coming in handy somewhat.
You love to see it. A nice little pass. Up onto the lead of
a nice little loft.
Nice little lacrosse throw.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. Eh? No, it's one of those little niche facts that makes this game just absolutely fantastic. So down the ball comes, and it's going to be wide on this occasion to the left-hand side, and it's 1 point in it. 139 to 128. Brief stat check from Bailey Turner. What have you got for us, mate?
Yeah, well, one thing that I mentioned just before the quarter-time break is that despite winning the hit-outs pretty comfortably, North Melbourne were leading the hit-outs, and Williamstown were actually leading the clearances. They've addressed that. They're up 11-3, which is a big turnaround since the first quarter.
Kennedy wrapped up, and Paterno going to pick up the crumbs and pass it off to teammate to send it down there. Chasing it was Beaton Webster. She's going to pick up the footy. She does. Goes around 1-2 and has a bounce and loses it immediately. She picks up the footy, though, like nothing ever happened, and goes around 1-2 and hands it off to a teammate. Done very well there. But after all that, cut off by Amy Smith. Sending it inside. It's going to find Sarah Skinner, who's, about 48 metres out, or maybe she's going to kick right on the paint. Is she going to go for it? I reckon she is. Oh, no, she's not. She's going to lower the eyes and go inside. And taking the mark is Annabelle Scott. So, going to get a little bit closer and a little bit straighter here, BT. I think maybe they might be able to kick away here. What do we reckon? No.
Oh, they've got it.
There you go.
Answered your question.
Yeah, there we go. Immediately answered the question. Do the players, as Williamstown are going to get a clearance, chasing at Duffin. Can she send it back inside for North? She goes around one player with a big kick, 25 metres out from goal, not quite taking the mark there. As the players go to ground. It's a fierce contest out there, BT.
Yes, it is. It's heating up. Alexia Hamilton just dropped that mark in amongst a big pack, and then a good, strong tackle. Williamstown not letting that one get out of there.
Play restarts. And there's plenty in this. Hamilton tried to get a dinky kick off there. She missed it and immediately wrapped up there as her teammate. Gee, if she got onto that, would have been a certain goal, I think.
Yeah, that was very Tom Hawkins-esque, out of the ruck, quick snap, just couldn't quite connect.
So can North get a goal here? Well, they might be on here as the one contest results in a tackle. Players going down to the left, to the right, to the front, to behind, and the umpire says, ball up, thank you very much.
Yeah, in amongst all these tackles, quick tackle check. North Melbourne 25, still leading Williamstown 17, but that is a high number.
What a fantastic day it's been at Arden Street so far, and there's plenty of good weather to come as Williamstown are going to clear it out here, and players go to ground just as I say that. And, Another ball up, maybe 25 metres away from the last one. And play will go for a restart again. So up we go. Hamilton going to get the tap down on this occasion. Rove by the Williamstown player. Picked off.
Another intercept mark.
And immediately intercepted there. Lisa Loughnane, who's...
I think that was Jess Duffin again, wasn't it?
Oh, no, I think... Oh, no, it was. There we go. I couldn't quite see the sleeves. Anyway, North are on here, coming down inside 50. They do just that. Who can take a mark? Yes, they can. It's Britt Gibson. Who scored plenty of goals in AFLW before, and she'll have the chance to score a goal here. Apologies for that misplay there. I shouldn't often get long sleeves wrong. So Gibson here is going to have a shot on goal. It's a fairly easier kick compared to the last few set shots that we've seen in the last couple of minutes. Gibson with a mighty kick. Oh, gee, just to the left for a behind.
Yeah,
As
good.
I do the signal to
good strong
reaffirm
kick.
the fact that was definitely a
Just
point.
making sure the umpire could definitely see up here in the box, making sure that they knew it was a behind.
I don't think they're watching up here, to be honest. Probably watching a game of footy just as we are. So here come Williamstown. Oh, gee, that player fell over from North, and Williamstown will have the numbers at the moment. It goes over the head of Sarek there as North plan to regroup. Mark's taken there by Annabelle Scott. Directly in front of us is maybe a 50-metre penalty infringement there. The umpire calls play on. Inside 50 now. Almost taking the mark there was Jasmine Carla. She's getting involved plenty today. Going to come out of it there with it inside-out bender. And Kennedy is going to take the mark there. Great forward vision from her. And she's just going to relax things at the moment with about just over 5 minutes to go here in this second term. So Kennedy's going to send it, but Hamilton immediately going to collect it. And here come North through Mora, inside 50. Who can take a mark? It wasn't Skinner on this occasion. Can they find a way out, though? The ball's just going to go to ground. It's a foot race now. Gibson, can she get a goal? She's dragged it in. Is she tackled? She's gone. She's not. And a kick is off the ground and a behind after all of that.
They've missed from directly in front, about 3 metres out from goal. Admittedly under pressure, but that's a big miss. That could have put them a goal up.
I think that was Jess Morney, too.
I think it was Jess Morney. Wanted to be a goal-scoring winger, had the chance there.
Oh, I think she'll score a goal today. There's still plenty of time left. And Williamstown are going to load up with a big one. It's going to be a last touch out of bounds directly in front of us. Maybe Morney will take it? Yes, she will. So directly in front of us, Ellie Clearland told to come back, and North will switch the play. Jones. Switching again. Loughnane. To the centre of the ground. And North just taking it very easy at the moment. And Jess Duffin is going to take a mark right in the middle of Arden Street Oval, assessing her options. Loads up inside 50. Who can get a mark on this occasion? Oh, Gibson almost couldn't. Well, didn't in the end. Morney, here she is, gets a kick. And unfortunately, the Williamstown player is going to cut it off. And, maybe North has still a chance here. Morney runs around 1-2, centering the ball. Yes. North are going to have a mark. It's Ella Mora, who's one of the few AFLW players on TikTok, I believe, BT.
Is that a fact?
Yes, indeed.
Well, let's see whether she can
also
put some
Perry
of those skills.
King as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. So here's Mora. Looking to extend the lead for the Kangaroos. It's a good-looking kick. It's unfortunately wide on this occasion.
And the wind has...
It's way wide, and the wind is very powerful at the moment. It's swirling. It's swirling more than anything, to be honest.
That would be a good little... is it a curveball or a screwball in baseball, the one that goes like that? Big hook.
Thanks to Dan Dink and Jess Duffin with 13 disposals and 5 marks off the halfback already. Thanks for those stats. Craven... Oh, gee, with the inside-out wobbler. Going to be out on the full.
Yeah, 2 minutes 20 to go, just under. Play to highlight, Jasmine Carwin, number 23 for Williamstown,
She's had a lot
13
of footy.
disposals, yeah, 4 tackles as well, 3 clearances. Good day's work so far.
Absolutely, and there's still plenty more to come. So the ball comes out, and Craven almost collected it. Kennedy hands off to her teammate, and Sasha Long going to get it back, but then immediately a whistle, and Craven's going to get a free kick. Do you know what it was for, BT?
Might have been a throw by the looks of it. Wasn't
Craven
sure. Oh,
kicks
good mark.
inside. Taking the mark there was Alice O'Loughlin, who'll have a shot on goal. Oh, dear. Another player down for Williamstown. Oh, dear. It's Ruby Barnes. Hopefully she's all right. Yep. She's just...
stretching it out by the looks of it.
Might have a cramp. So, O'Loughlin kicks to the top of the goal square. Oh, gee. Morty! Oh, gee. No. Tackled. No, it wasn't. So
I think it was Paterno.
Paterno there. I saw a number 2 getting excited. Oh, no, she's right in front of us. There you go. There you go. So Paterno almost with a chance. And tell you what, she's lingering around the back here. She might have a go at this. As Williamstown are going to come out, and it is indeed the lacrosse background with the footy there. She's going to pick up her own ball after trying to handball to a teammate. And they're looking all right here so far, Williamstown. Here's Mangan, who kicks, well, past Ruby Barnes as she ran all the way down the field to get involved with the contest down there. But North are going to send it back from whence it came. Here's Morney now. Standing the mark there, Bridie Kennedy. Morney's going to get it off to Jones. Two Jesses combining there. Players yelling left, right and centre as Jones is going to reassess her options and go direct to the direct centre of the ground. Almost taking the mark there, Slaney. Ball goes to ground. Players circling, trying to find a way out, but it's going to be North's ball inside 50. Who's going to take the mark there? Alice O'Loughlin, who's played on and won't have a shot at goal and won't even register a score. Oh, gee, imagine if she just took her time there and just loaded up with a massive barrel against the wind. Nobody knows what could have happened there. But it is halftime here at Arden Street Oval. It's North 1-5-11 leading Williamstown 1-8. It's the VFL Women's Match of the Day from Arden Street Oval. And it's the Kangaroos by 3 points. BT, what's impressed you so far?
I've been impressed with North Melbourne. I've been impressed with the way that they've transitioned from their back line. They've done some switching. When they've got inside 50, they've had players leading up. Even when they've had marks inside 50, they've had players presenting, giving options. But also, I've been equally impressed. Williamstown have been, especially at the end of that second quarter, they're working their way through, trying to chain up the handballs, looking for their targets up forward.
We've been talking about Jess Duffin throughout the course of the day, and a great contribution from Gerard Drew, who points out that Jess Duffin did in fact play for Williamstown as well and won the 2018 Lambert Pearce Medal. So,
wow,
a very high prestigious award in VFL Women's. And she plays as playing as a midfield. So she's very versatile, isn't she?
She's an accomplished player.
Jess Duffin. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break here as the players head inside the rooms, and we'll have more to come after this. It's the VFL Women's Match of the Day, live from Arden Street Oval. Welcome back to the VFL Women's Match of the Day here on the VFL and VFLW YouTube channel. It's North and Williamstown here at Arden Street, and currently North are leading it by 3 points, 1-5-11 to 1-2-8. John O'Van and Bailey Turner with you on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. The Sunday afternoon team.
The Sunday afternoon team.
Very good with a bunch of unique individuals. And I tell you what, the Sunday afternoon teams out here, North and Williamstown, well, it's definitely a unique situation, isn't it? Especially considering, you know, the likes of Ruby Barnes and with the lacrosse background. We love that. It turns out that we might have got this one wrong a little bit earlier. So according to Gerard Drew, who's offered a great contribution again, he says that Ruby Barnes is the fourth generation.
Fourth generation, wow.
Played for Williamstown, which is even huger. That's fantastic. As the umpires make their way onto the field, and Williamstown just maybe seconds away from entering the field here at Arden Street as the sun sort of goes away in the halftime break, and well, now it's back. So let's look at some stats here in the match leaders. So obviously there's Alexia Hamilton, who has the goal for North, and Jess Duffin leading 2 of the categories, 14 disposals and 6 marks. She's played a blinder today. Yeah,
6 marks, also a clearance and a tackle to go along with those stats. So, and a couple of inside 50s too, I believe. Yep, 2 inside 50s. So a great all-round game so far for her.
The Roos leading pretty much all of the stats here. I mean, you know, the clear and obvious one is disposals, 123 to 87. I tell you what, that's usually the, I suppose the KPI of a team that's really on top despite the scoreline. However, they've had 5 behinds on the board.
Yeah.
So perhaps that's been a factor in the team discussions down just below us downstairs in the rooms, and we could hear them getting all hyped up. They were doing the whole kangaroo thing.
Yeah, sure.
And
I mean, why not? After that first half, they played brilliantly. They put the pressure on, and you can tell inside 50s, 19 to North Melbourne, 8 to Williamstown. They would have wanted to do more with those entries and what they had as Williamstown make their way back out onto Arden Street.
Erin Mead doing the well, it's a much bigger Trent Cotchin impersonation. I might, you know, with the hands outstretched, going, "Yep, let's get some high fives in, shall we?" It's great to see, as both teams probably have a similar mindset. They really need this win, and they're just excited to be here. It's a beautiful day for football. 40 minutes of game time left here at Arden Street Oval. And it's North by 3 points. Based on the first half, BT, who wins and why?
Or it could go either way. I think the first goal here is going to be very important. If North get it, they could get away. I think they had the pressure high enough, and they've got the skill level. They've got the execution right today. I'm going to back North in from here. It's anyone's game, though.
I think I might as well. Well, I'll ask her what you think at three-quarter time. But anything can happen here at Arden Street. Last time when I called these two teams, anything did indeed happen, and Jess Morney scored a goal to put them in front and ended up winning them the game in the final minutes after a 50-metre penalty was given. But we're about to restart here at Arden Street Oval. It's McGrath and Sari going up again. Mora roves it really quickly, puts on the afterburners. Inside 50 now for North. The mark is taken there by Britt Gibson, and she's going to have a shot on goal. Not the most difficult angle, I suppose, she's had so far today, but she's going to come in here. The great set shot routine. It's a bit of a wobbler, but it's, just wide.
Yeah,
just wide
around
of the post, and that's another handy point for North, 1-6-12 to 1-2-8. Bailey Turner.
Yeah, North want to be doing more with these inside 50s that they're getting, like I just said. Also, they did win another clearance there nicely, which did tie it up. Williamstown did come back in the latter stages of that last quarter, so they're going to want to try and get back that clearance ascendancy that they had.
Jones, McGrath, inside midfield now. Misjudging it did Tegan Bradley. But Williamstown are on here. Their chain of handballs after the great run. Here's Laurie Stepnell, and I think there's been a free kick. It's going to come back. And they're going to have one, I reckon, here, Williamstown. The goal umpire just stands there a bit stunned.
Yeah.
And I think it's a is it a downfield free kick?
Yeah, so I think Eliza Strafford was pushed after she got rid of the ball or thrown to the ground. And it looked like to me that Laurie Stepnell played on and had a shot at goal and missed, but they've called it back. They're going to give Strafford that set shot again, which is interesting.
All right. So let's go from there. Eliza Strafford to regain the lead for the Seagulls. Hands it off to Whiting, who loads up, and it's missed everything.
The wind playing havoc again.
To the right, and out of bounds. So the wind is, it sort of died down. The thing about wind in footy, it's inconvenient at the best of times. North are going to come around to the opposite broadcast wing. Switching the play, unfortunately kicking it out of bounds and missing the footy was Sarah Skinner. And Williamstown are going to bring it back inside 50, and indeed, from whence it came. So Stepnell, inside 50, misses their intended target. So North are going to rebound here. They do just that, outside 50 through Ibrahim. And they keep running the ball down the outer side. Oh, gee, nearly missed the mark. Well, did miss the mark, I should say. This ball goes to ground. Looking for a few options. She'll find one there. Sarah Skinner. Kicking it down the line once again. And Hamilton, who's had so much of the footy today, is going to enter inside 50 once again for North. Missing O'Loughlin, though, there. And O'Loughlin's going to wrap up her opposition there and for a ball up. So there you go. A lot of stoppages today. A lot of pressure. It's just a high pressure situation, and it's going to be no different for the rest of the game, BT.
Yeah, and they're inviting pressure, Williamstown. They've only had the 11 marks to North's 37. That's a big difference, and that's why that pressure is coming on them so heavily.
Williamstown trying to make best of a situation where they try and get out, but Ibrahim will send it back from whence it came, inside 50 now. Can they find a way out? Almost did Bradley. But Williamstown are going to get out here, you'd think. A tackle there was strong. Kennedy almost picked it up, but left it in the end as they're going to clear out here through Mead. Mead looking for Barnes and misses her as the ball's going to go out of bounds opposite us on the opposite angle.
Yeah, they did want to clear again, but once again, there is a chance with that clearance. Williamstown have jumped ahead in the clearances again, but with that hit-out dominance from North Melbourne, there's always a chance it's going to come back in here. So they've got to try and chain together some marks, some movement outside of their backline rather than just kicking it out towards a wing.
McGrath gets the tap down. Mora rose successfully, but it's a bit of a chaos ball, and eventually it ends out of bounds. Or is it a last touch? Is it? No, it's not. It's going to be a boundary throw. And I saw you do the signal there, BT.
Oh, I thought it might have come for handball, but it might have just been paddled out of bounds by the looks of it.
There we go. So the ball comes spinning back into play. McGrath will get the tap down on this occasion. But it's all Williamstown at the moment. Low in the eyes will find Sophia McCarthy. He's going to go inside 50, just at the very tippy top, looking for no one in particular. Ball goes to ground. And trying to pick it off there was Laurie Stepnell, as the umpire says, I'll have it.
I think he also says he needs a new beat in his whistle by the sounds of it.
He's replacing the whistle, but that's why... Well, I'll tell you what, BT, I've been an umpire before. They say, mate, you need a few whistles. I remember one time I was in junior footy and they said, saw a guy pack 10 whistles. I couldn't believe it. Kennedy gets it off to Webster, who... and turns it over, and I tell you what, that's a holding the ball an advantage. And Stepnell's quickly going to throw it on the boot. It's going to go wide, unfortunately, there. And, well, there you go. It's a very quick game. I mean, there are very quick passages of play from both teams, which is making this game really good, BT.
Yeah, and a good little play on. Almost looked like she adjusted really well for the win there. It was swinging back, but didn't quite start out wide enough there.
Jess Duffin is going to load up with a huge kick, but almost straight in the hands of Danelle. Ball goes past her, though, and Slaney's going to get it wrapped up immediately, though. Bringing it back in here is Biedenbeck-Webster, who's got someone hot on her tail, and she's going to get it out of bounds. It's a lasso rule. Gee, she's ropeable after that one.
Oh, you would be. She burst through that, and that's probably the second or third time today she's burst straight through a tackle.
The umpire blew his whistle for a second.
I think they might be calling a throw, and he might have overruled the boundary umpire there.
Okay, there you go. So change of decision, going to the scoreboard, and back we go. Ball spinning, back into play. McGrath shoves her opponent out of the way, but Kennedy's good to wrap it up and send it inside 50. Can she find a teammate? No, she can't, as the ball's going to go out of bounds. That's what Williamstown want. That was ideal for Williamstown right there, BT.
Yeah, it is. Getting those clearances, getting those quick entries to plays, running in on the lead. You'd have to say for, who was in the ruck work there for North Melbourne? Whoever it was, they had they managed to get rid of their player, but they tapped it straight to a Williamstown player.
That was McGrath there.
McGrath, that's right.
Tapping off to Kennedy. Sasha Long getting involved there. Back live. Oh, gee. Another throw in there. A very tight line call. Tackled there was Ashley Milton-Nikas, who's getting involved a fair bit again, which is good to see around the contest. So play restarts here. McGrath taps down at no one in particular, looking for a rover. Moore has been good at that today. Sasha Long around the footy for Williamstown. Dives on her opponent. Try and give the impression to the umpire that her opposition player did indeed do the same. And we're back where we restarted here. So McGrath collects her own footy. Morney gets the hand passed off. Craven right in front of us here. Scott hands it off, though. Williamstown are going to send it in. Kennedy inside 50. No one between. No one around the number 23 in Jasmine Kawa. And she's going to have a shot at goal. And she's got to kick this. She wheels and goes to the top of the goal square. But a mark there taken by Jess Jones. Switching the play. Ball in dispute. But North are going to come out here. And they do just that. High ball, but it's going to be Biedenbeck-Webster to send it back from whence it came, only for North to cut it off immediately. The hand passes off. And Morney and Craven combining once again as she assessed her options, did Tess Craven. Here's Scott. Assesses her options once again. Centering ball. We'll find Jess Jones. She's had a lot of the footy this quarter so far, BT. Yeah,
she has. Jess Jones getting involved down the back there, trying to release some of the load that Jess Duffin's been taking. But, freak given there.
Oh, here's Duffin now, who wanted the advantage and fortunately has to send it back. And, I'm not sure who that player is.
Might be Amy Smith down the back there.
There we go. So Smith gets it to Duffin, who's going to take the ball anyway, after trying to run away with it just seconds before. Duffin will get it to Smith. Duffin, Smith. But on this occasion, Duffin, Smith, Williamstown. Oh, gee. Slaney was quick to react there. Takes a mark and inside 50 now. Craven throws it onto the boot. Is it there? You bet it is!
That could be a big swing in this game.
That's a big goal in the scheme of things. And North have their second. It's 2-6-18 to Williamstown 1-3-9. BT, match analyst.
Yeah, well, that's a big goal, and that's well deserved by Tess Craven. That's her 12th disposal of the day, including one mark and a clearance as well. She's been everywhere, being that link-up person, running, handballing. Well-deserved goal. And for Williamstown, well, it's a long way back now. It's only a goal and a couple of points. But with the pressure that this game's been played at and the way in which I don't think they've scored a goal since about the halfway mark of the first quarter. So in the context of this game, could be a massive turning point.
The 5-6-5, a very important rule in, AFL, we'll say, just all around the country in most leagues, and particularly in the VFL women's and AFL women's. With the 16 aside, play will restart here. And Williamstown are going to try and make amends, but Duffin and her defensive marking has been that good all day. She's been fantastic, and that was a fantastic grab. She moves it forward. Going to go to Bradley, to Tegan Bradley. It will centre the ball, looking for Skinner, but couldn't quite find her. Giving chase there was Lawrence. And Williamstown are going to rebound here. A whistle, downfield free kick.
I think Lisa Lachlan might have copped one to the back of the head going for that mark.
So
from
we'll call it a negative downfield free kick there. And here come North once again. Hamilton, she's been fantastic. She'd probably be among the post-game votes, which I look forward to discussing with you at the end of the game, BT. But here come North once again in the middle of the ground. The handball is off there. Fitzgerald. But Williamstown, here they come. Got no one forward of the goals except for Barnes. Is she going to take the mark here? Well, she can't take the mark, but she can run onto it and go for it, I reckon. Dispossessed, unfortunately, and immediately tackled by Jess Duffin, who's been just fantastic in defence again.
Oh, that would have been...
be singing her praises all day. She's fantastic.
Yeah, that would have been a brilliant moment there for the debutante, Ruby Barnes, if she could have latched onto that one just a little bit too far out beyond her with the wind coming across. Let's see if she can rove this one coming down now.
Might be able to do that. So Williamstown are going to get the tap down here. Oh, gee, a hand pass just went a bit skew-if, and Duffin's there to mop up, but players go down to ground, and another restart in play. Another pause and indeed a restart, I should say. And we're going to go up again, just left of the goal square. Ball goes down. Collecting it was Melnikas, and another whistle and another ball up. BT, is there a time in front stat I see there?
There is a time in front stat, and it's still in favour of still in favour of Williamstown. They've been in front for 18.5 minutes. North Melbourne.
That doesn't...
Only
there you go.
Only for 11.5 and counting. So
I was about to say that didn't quite make sense, as we see a player down behind play. Keep an eye on that for us, BT.
Yeah, trainer's calling out for a little bit of assistance there. It's Kiara Fitzgerald, I think.
So play continues down here. Taking the mark on the outer side, Alice O'Loughlin, who's going to just load up to a contest, but Williamstown are there. Told to immediately stand. Oh, gee. Miscued there. Did Lawrence, but ball's turned over once again. Mora. Hands off. The chain of handballs results in a kick finally, and Williamstown have the numbers at the moment. They're going to send it back inside 50. The player we spoke of earlier is coming off the ground, and which is good because the forward 50 is clear. There's the juggling act there from Ellie McDonald. Fortunately fails there, and well, there you go, it fails, but she's still going to get a free kick.
Well,
I was about to say, Ellie McDonald, right on the NAB AFLW logo, gets it to Skinner, but it's going to be cut off. Biedenweg Webster goes around one player, does well and takes it, bounces, says, how about that? Inside 50 now. Can they get a mark? It's going to be a bouncing ball, a 2-on-1 in favour of Williamstown. Who can get it? Oh.
Good tackle.
It was McCarthy in the end, but bringing it over, unfortunately, on this occasion. So, BT, I think you've spotted another stat here. What's going on?
I just want to point out, I'm sure the Williamstown coaching staff will be much more impressed, despite going down by more in this quarter. They'll be much impressed with this effort. Despite not having many more marks, being able to put anything else on the board, they are now leading the tackle count 36-33. And they've also upped on the clearances as well, as Jess Duffin has taken that intercept mark and says, let's slow this one down, girls.
So Kennedy tried to break away there, as did her teammate, but Duffin ultimately deciding to slow things down. As you did say, it's going to be a lasso rule. Is it going to be a lasso rule? No, it's not. It's going to be a throw-in. Tess Craven not too happy with that one, I don't think.
Yeah, I think it might have just been a little bit of a touch from Potentially it might have been Tegan Bradley on the way past, flicking her hand over the top.
And when I say Tess Craven, it was probably Sasha Long as well, more so. As the ball goes spinning back into play, McGrath going to get the tap. Oh, gee, I'd love to see her hit out, so if you can get onto that BT, that would be great. Coming back in, Skinner. Ball goes to ground.
22 hit-outs for McGrath today. Sarek only 11.
Brilliant stuff there from McGrath, it's fair to say. So, 22 hit-outs, you reckon?
22 hit-outs, 5 for Alexia Hamilton, and 2 clearances for McGrath as well.
That's up there in the ranks.
That's elite.
Craven. Find her teammate there. Britt Gibson couldn't quite take the mark. As Whiting will bring it back for Williamstown. Oh, gee, a cheeky hand in the back there from the North player. Is still going to be okay. So they try and switch the play, but it's going to land in the hands of Williamstown, but immediately cut off. Gee, it's a bit of aerial ping-pong at the moment. Getting the ball there, McCarthy. I've called her name so much today. A dribble kick off the ground. Nearly a hashtag save the dribble moment. Isn't to be, BT.
No, it went for the snap across the goal. Dunstall would be very impressed with that one. Didn't go the dribble, managed to get it over the top. Just clipped the post on the way past, though.
We need a hashtag save the dribble for sure moment, that is. And Ibrahim taking the mark from the defence. Looking for O'Loughlin. Couldn't quite find her as the ball will trickle out of bounds. Ultimately in the hands of McCarthy. And we're going to go again. So the ball's going to spin back into play. 18-10 here at Arden Street Oval. With just over 2 minutes to go. In they come, Williamstown through Kawa.
Oh, and it's Jess Duffin again.
Jay Duffin, 3 votes. I'm calling it now. Jay Duffin, 3 votes. Probably.
Oh, you'd have to, unless someone does something incredible, you've got to say so.
At this stage, she's already locked up best on ground. Jess Duffin going to send it back from whence it came. Sarek almost took the mark, but North are on here. Oh, gee. And as I say, they are on, immediately tackled, and they're going to get a free kick now. That helmet looks absolutely fantastic on...
That's DeSanto.
Danica DeSanto, who, you guessed it, is also a Devils linked player, which is great to see. We love that. Long picks up the footy. Gets the handball off. Who's going to find her teammate? Who tried to load up there was Eliza Strafford. But the ball was immediately ricocheted and down to ground. Players circling left, right, front, behind. Ball up. Thank you very much.
Now, I've been impressed with Brooke Slaney today. Might not have the stats, but she's been in and under, getting all those tough balls and often getting caught up in the middle of the pack. 7 disposals today, a couple of tackles and a mark as well. It's been a good day's work.
Kawa getting involved in the contest there, and the umpires picked out a throw. I'm not sure necessarily that she caused it. But North are going to rebound here, lowering the eyes. Mora being involved all around the field today, Ella Mora. She's going to load up. Well, misses her intended target as Williamstown are going to come through back here. One bounce. Gone. Surely Biedenvig Webster wasn't. Kawa, hands off. O'Loughlin. But it's going to be Mead, who kicks off to Bridie Kennedy, who almost fumbled a bit. Kick's good. Hands off. Hands off once again. Biedenvig Webster. Strafford. Back to Kennedy. A one-on-one contest. Couldn't find anyone, but who's there to clear it again? Jess Duffin kicking it off to Sarah Skinner. What's she on now? She's been wrapped up. Sarah Skinner, she's going to get out of it. Oh, gee, has the umpire paid it? Yes, he has. Oh, after all that. There you go. And there is the siren for three-quarter time. What an action-packed last couple of minutes, BT.
Yeah, Williamstown were coming hard there. They didn't quite get the reward for effort, and they'd be spewing that the timer has just beaten them there. The siren's gone just as they were attacking again. But good pressure. I'm sure the coaching staff will be very much improved with that effort. They're working hard around the clearance, around the contest. They're tackling hard. Their pressure game's up, and it's anyone's game going into the last quarter.
It is indeed. As we see... the players getting ready to go, and for the final time today. 2 games in 2 days at Arden Street, and potentially two wins again, BT. What do we think?
I feel like I'd have to back North Melbourne from here. They've been solid down back. Williamstown haven't scored a goal since the 10-minute mark of the first quarter, 10 minutes, 22 seconds. And that was the very first scores of the game, the first points. So it's going to be hard to see them come back from here, but their pressure's up. They've got the players to do it. I think it's got to be Kawa and some of their senior players, potentially Sorek in the ruck. See if she can try and get some ascendancy there.
Well, it is three-quarter time here in the VFLW Match of the Day, live on the VFL and VFLW YouTube channel. It's North by 8 points, 2-6-18 to Willie, 1-4-10. Welcome back to the VFL Women's Match of the Day, live on the VFL and VFLW YouTube channel. The fourth quarter awaits us here at Arden Street. It's North Melbourne and Williamstown. Currently it's North up by 8 points, 2-6-18 to 1-4-10. John O'Ven and Bailey Turner here with you. Can we go around the grounds? By the looks of things, we can. What's the score between the Saints and the Crows?
Yeah, we'll have a look at the AFLW scores. St Kilda at home at RSEA Park, trailing 1-0-6 to the Adelaide Crows 3-7-25 in the second quarter.
I was with the Demon Army last night, and they really want the Saints to win, as I'm sure you do, BT,
don't I agree?
As a Saints fan.
I would love to see that.
Back to this game, though. North are first to, well, they're making a lot of noise, that's for sure, but what do you reckon's the final message from their skipper? What do you reckon?
I reckon for North it's going to be to keep their pressure game going. They will win this game if their pressure stays high and they don't give Williamstown the time to settle and start getting their kick mark game going.
Williamstown first to break from their huddle. Getting a bit fired up and motivated, which is good to see. It's been that sort of a day, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
Has indeed.
And they need it right now. They need all their players to be fired up. They need their leaders, their captains to get fired up. And see if they can bring this one home for their second win of the season. Keep themselves in touch with the final six.
Indeed, still plenty of time left to make an impact on that top six. We're almost about ready to go here at Arden Street.
Got a few dogs that we might need to get off the field before we start. Over in...
Doggies.
Yeah,
bark.
Bark. I'm sure Bev would approve of that one. Actually, I was going to say to the left.
There you go. So we're about to, the setup is almost complete as a few supporters who have been stationed on the hill for the course of today just get off the field.
Might be a bit of a fan club. They've been switching ends.
I had to. I was commentating one game and actually had left my phone on the field, which actually caused a brief delay. So I apologise to the.
You haven't done that today, Jono?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's good to hear.
And so Carlton and Port, that was a very interesting one. We're almost about to get ready to go for the final term. Who comes up tops? Do you reckon it's going to be North?
Oh, I'm going to back North in from here, but I'd love to see a bit of fight from Williamstown as the ball's about to be bounced.
Let's do it then. 20 minutes to go. And the change of rock. There we go. McCarthy's going to get involved this time. Maybe Williamstown are on here from the centre clearance, but holding the ball is the call, and it's going to go the way of North Melbourne. So Baxter, I think it is. No, it's not. It's not Baxter. It's Amy Smith. Looked at the wrong team sheet. He's going to get it off to Mora. Oh, Hamilton almost took the mark. Can she make amends and score a goal? Getting it off to Gibson. Now it's O'Loughlin. Players just circling, looking for that opportunity. Mora, the shot's on here. Is it good? Almost to the top of the goal square. Alexia Hamilton, thank you very much for coming. That's a 6-pointer. Or is it?
I think they might have caught a push here against Alexia Hamilton.
That's tough.
That's a very stiff call there by the umpires.
That hurts. That hurts.
Well, that might have just been the game if that had been called a goal.
Perhaps it was, but tell you what, still plenty of time for North. Almost taking the mark there was Tess Craven. Fitzgerald also tried to get involved, but there she is now, kicking it in. But Williamstown are going to collect as Craven's going to get involved once again. She was held, and is there a free kick? Yes, there is. So Craven assessing her options there, thinking maybe I'll go for goal, but maybe I'll also lower the eyes and go for someone who's had a lot of the footy today, Alice O'Loughlin, who potentially is going to wrap things up for the Kangaroos.
Yeah, 7 touches. This will be her 8th. I think that's 3 marks and a clearance as well. So this would be a nice little cherry on top of her game so far today, if she can put this through. And it might just seal the game for North Melbourne if it goes.
Probably will. So O'Loughlin lines up. It's a good-looking kick. Hits the woodwork. Hello, Wilbur, or something like that.
Pings off the post.
It's still somewhat a bit of a kick away. A handy point, nevertheless, for North Melbourne.
And the direction from the bench was lock it in. See if they can get those repeat shots on goal. Try and stop them from rebounding here.
Carla lowers the eyes. Looked for Mead, but immediately turn it over. O'Loughlin's getting involved again. Immediately tackled, and holding the ball is the call. Carla not too happy with O'Loughlin at the end. Just gave her a bit of a shove. She's going to have the free kick there. Handball. Directly in front of us here. Who's going to take a grab? Wasn't McGrath, but she's going to pick up her own ball. Morney right on the edge of the line. Gets successfully to Ella Mora. Assesses her options. Morney's there, just providing that wide, lowering the eyes, but she doesn't want to do that, Ella Mora. To the top of the 50. Hamilton immediately wrapped up. Hands off, and a free kick has been paid. What was that for, BT? I didn't see.
There was a hold, so after she dropped the ball, I think it was Biedenbeck-Webster just dragged her down to the ground. She might have injured herself in the process there by the looks of it. Hurt her hand.
Is she clutching something?
Might be her hand by the looks of it. Or a wrist.
She might have to come up after this. She's very gingerly standing the mark, as you can probably see here. Hamilton's got the footy, and tell you what, I reckon she's loading up here from about 45, on a 45-degree angle.
I'd back the distance.
I'd back her in too. She's had a great day, Alexia Hamilton. In she comes. Kicks just a metre shy of the paint. It's a good-looking kick. The wind took it, but it also took it 15 metres wide of where she wanted to kick it.
Yeah, not quite the direction she was hoping for.
The wind has been very strong today, so...
Been wreaking havoc on,
it
especially
has.
to set shots down this end on the right-hand side of your screen.
Indeed. So, yeah, the wind's been very powerful, but maybe it's a type of maybe left point post type scenario for aiming for goals down this end of the ground. Play restarts here. Picking it up either was going to be Craven, Morney, or Duffin, who ends up in the bottom of the contest and shoves her opponent out of the way. She says, "Cop that, Ella Baxter." As play restarts here once again, McGrath elite with the tap outs. Didn't want it to be roved by Bridie Kennedy, but she shuts it down. How many hit outs for McGrath today, BT?
She's added 4 since the end of the last quarter, so she's already had 4 in this quarter. She's up to 26.
26, beautiful. So play continues, and Barnes will get it out to McCarthy. Williamstown will struggle to find a way out. Oh, Sarek almost took the mark. Duffin getting involved again. Morney. Oh! Duffin taking the head of Talia Wright almost off.
Very late whistle.
And supporters a little bit going, hang on a sec, ump. Probably could have been paid a little bit earlier there. Anyway, so Mead. Baxter. Get it off to Kennedy. Kennedy with a high ball. It's going to probably get in the hands of North. A free kick has been paid. North's ball.
Amy Smith out there.
Amy Smith, thank you very much. So, here come North once again.
Up through Skinner there on the wing.
The mark is taken by Skinner, exactly. I'm gathering my thoughts on what an amazing game it's been today. So the foot race begins, and the Williamstown players there to grab the footy. Players falling down around the footy as well. Solid tackle there laid by Hamilton. Will she be rewarded? Probably not.
Yeah, didn't have much time there. Grabbed the ball, immediately wrapped up. But again, the pressure's hot. The ball's barely gone past the centre line. It's been trapped down in North Melbourne's end and we've played nearly 6.5 minutes. It's been a clinical quarter so far by North Melbourne.
Hamilton with another hit out. McDonald loading up inside. Hamilton once again. And here's O'Loughlin. Oh, gee. That was still a goal, but the cheeky dribble kick. There's the hashtag save the dribble for the day.
And that could just
O'Loughlin kicking the goal there. And that could be it, as you say, BT.
Well, the question is, what do they have left now?
13 minutes and 14 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time for something to happen. It's a 15-point margin here at Arden Street between North and Williamstown.
And you'd have to say
their best written bet. Willie on the scoreboard.
You'd have to say that Williamstown's best bet is to try and win it out of the middle here and get it moving forward fast.
They can move the ball very quickly, Williamstown, and if Sarek, the former North Melbourne player, has anything to say about it, then a quick tap will get the ball moving for the Seagulls. And that's what Penny Coolareed will probably want, as well as the play will restart. In 3, 2, 1, up we go. Sarek is going to get the tap down, as we said. Can they find a robe? No, they can't. As North are quick to clear and pick up from where they left off. Ball in open space. Missing the footy did Smith. As the ball is relatively in dispute, but North are pretty much in control here, wrapping the footy up there. Unfortunately there, if you're a North fan. Paterno getting involved, and oh, gee, a strong tackle there by Melnikas is rewarded. It's holding the ball.
Yeah, Stella Bridgewater just ran out of room
Bridgewater
there.
tackled there, as I was about to say. Melnikas goes to switch. Ibrahim in midfield now. Jones. And a strong mark taken there by Sarah Skinner, who's had quite a bit of the footy disposal count when you can, BT. Sarah Skinner will go inside 50. Oh, gee. Can they get another goal here, North? On the right boot was thrown. And look who's got it again. I think it's Hamilton.
It is.
Who's got a mark there, and she'll have, well, you'd think, to well and truly put the final nail in the coffin, even though there is 11 minutes to go. She's been absolutely fantastic. And can we also get stats on Hamilton after this kick as well? Hamilton comes in. Williamstown players behind the mark don't have to stand, so they'll try and put her off. Hamilton comes in. Oh, that's what you want to see. That's a great kick. As I said before, you want to aim it towards the left-hand side of the goals, and she did on that occasion as the wind sort of feels like it's died down.
Yeah, I think it might have stopped a little bit, but it's still, you did see a little bit of drift on that one. Couple of good stats here. That is Alexia Hamilton's second goal, 10th disposal. She's also had 5 hit-outs, 2 tackles. Before, we were mentioning Sarah Skinner. She's had a great game so far. 13 touches, 4 marks, 2 tackles, and a couple of clearances as well. And just a quick update on the McGrath watch. She's up to 29 hit-outs now.
29! That is fantastic. Doing very well is Elizabeth McGrath as the play restarts in the centre of the ground. Hamilton getting involved once again with the ruck, but it's going to be roved in favour of the Seagulls. Ball in dispute. Long tries to kick, but can't quite as Slaney gives chase. Slapped out of her direction, though, but North is still going to rebound here, almost taking the mark. There was Paterno. She hands it off. Mora, inside 50, loading up and taking a mark, but getting denied was Craven with a kick that bounced like Alana King bowling. Easy as you like, another goal for North and another for Tess Craven as well.
Yeah, and that must just put it beyond doubt now. North up 5-7-37 to Williamstown 1-4-10, and they've scored 3 goals this term, and that might just be the killer blow.
And Alana King wrong, and mind you, it was it was a bit of a wrong one, and but it ended up being the right one, though, BT.
Yes, it did. Tess Craven, that's her second goal as well. 15 touches as well, and a mark.
Great stuff from Tess Craven. I got a look at her in the NAB Carnival last year, and she's had a lot to give and justifiably drafted. So back in the centre of the ground now, ball in dispute. Bit of a scrum falls, a traditional rugby maul. Players on the ground, left, right, front, behind, ball up.
Loving the bit of the rugby reference here at Arden Street. Not sure it's ever seen any of that code.
I've used plenty of rugby references over the years. Hamilton breaks out, breaks free. Trying to find a teammate who does take the mark. Quick to wheel and go. 15 metres out from goal. Who's going to get it this time? Is it going to be Morny again? Tackled, unfortunately, though. She's on the ground. Williamstown quick to just clear it a bit. But North are hot on their tails at the moment. Getting involved in the tackle there was Mel Negus and also Craven trying to just pick it off. But on this occasion, it's going to be a ball up. And Hamilton in the ruck once again. She's done absolutely everything today. The deft touch from Kiara Fitzgerald is going to send it over the boundary line for another throw-in.
Yeah, you'd have to say the difference today has got to be the marking and the control. The pressure has been up. In fact, Williamstown leading the tackle count 49-47, but the marks just blow out for North Melbourne 64-17. You'd have to say that's the difference in the control that they've been able to have with the ball in hand.
So the wind's blowing towards us and the footy is taken by that wind. Doesn't faze North, though, as Mora gets it off to Craven. Gets it off to Hamilton, who turns it over immediately. That Williamstown player, Carla, wrapped up and is going to give away a free kick. Here's Morny, who's going to wheel and go. But lowering the eyes, ultimately, as a pack forms there. And Williamstown send it to the boundary line. Almost turned over via a lasso kick, but you'd be fairly certain that was about to happen there. But it's going to be a throw-in instead. Directly in front of us. And the ball's going to come back spinning into play as the wind sort of picks up a bit. It's been that sort of day here at Arden Street. A beautiful sunny day here. Craven, inside 50. Who can get a mark? O'Loughlin around the corner. Here's Skinner. Gets it off to O'Loughlin. The dribble! Hashtag save the dribble! O'Loughlin with the dribble kick. Hashtag save the dribble. There you go.
What an incredible way to put a little bit of icing on top of the cake. That's going to make one man, Jason Dunstall, very happy or very unhappy, depending on the mood. But what a goal.
There you go. Someone shoot this through to him, you'd reckon. So the score now is North 6-7, 43 to 1-4-10. The result well beyond doubt now, and they're registering 2 big wins in 2 days. North Melbourne here at Arden Street. Just like last year, a day apart, it was 2 close wins in 2 days, and now it's 2 big wins in 2 days for the ladies in blue and white. The player's going to restart now. Up it goes. And another tap out for McGrath. Do you expect anything less? Ball goes to ground. Right in the centre. Has it breaking free like a boxing match? Just come out of the ring. There you go. Lawrence finds their teammate, although it was a bit scrappy. Inside 50 now for Williamstown. Can they get one against the flow? Players circling from North, and coming out is going to be McDonald. She's been good today. Inside 50 now. Not inside 50, outside 50. What am I saying? Play continues here. And so do Williamstown. They're going to actually bring it inside 50 now. There you go. Not Ellie McDonald. She's trying to clear it outside 50 as it's a one-on-one contest, a bit of a scrap. And a bit of a one-on-one scrum as more players come and join, but it's going to be North to clear. A tap along the ground is good. And the players are on the ground at the moment, trying to get it up. Oh, gee, stepping over there was Annabelle Scott. And the umpire says, no, just come back a bit. And Williamstown are going to get a free kick. So, inside 50. Craven is going to take a mark there. She's been super today. Stats on Tess Craven, if you would, please, BT.
Yeah, Tess Craven's had 18 touches. This will be her 19th just then. Just the 1 mark and the 2 goals as well. So a good game there today for Tess Craven.
So Fitzgerald kicks to a teammate, who will then kick to Ellie McDonald, who kicks beyond the 50. Obviously, to down the line, and it's going to go out of bounds. I had one of Ellie McDonald's mates texting me. It's good to see she's watching, so a big shout out to Rachel Baker. And as play will continue here, a whistle. Presumably for in the back. North Melbourne kick. And they're going to move it. McGrath, so much of the footy today and so many hit-outs. A great game. It's going to miss Jones, but they still keep moving north, and as the Williamstown player is wrapped up. And another stoppage. So, just outside of 2 minutes here at Arden Street. A great day of footy.
Yeah, and what a big result this is going to be for North Melbourne. Their first win of the season. And you can see them on the bench already starting to get a bit excited. Lots of hugs and pats on the back coming off. This is a big result for them. Their first win of the season will be official in just under 2 minutes' time.
Goes out of bounds. We'll have a throw in there. And yes, I believe this will be a song heard across the entire of the North Melbourne facility. They were chanting Kanga, 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 Roo, Roo, Roo at halftime, and they'll be doing a lot more than that at the end of the game, you'd reckon.
I tell you what, it's hyped them up, and it's given them a new burst of energy in the second half. They have come out firing.
Absolutely, it has. Ball comes spinning back into play. Williamstown will try and get it, but it's all North at the moment. Getting the handball up there, and getting involved there was Ibrahim, sorry. When the ball goes to ground, another stoppage. How many stoppages today? There's been quite a few, wouldn't you say, BT?
I'd have to say there has been a lot of stoppages today. I'd say that would be, it's going to test my maths ability, 54 stoppages today.
Yep, and North Melbourne winning convincingly in the hit-outs and also the clearances. So there you go. A lot to be happy about if you're a North player and indeed a North fan watching this here on the VFLW YouTube stream in the match of the day. So O'Loughlin has a shot on goal. It's gone left. Another behind. 6-8, 44 to 1-4-10.
And there's just been a comment in the YouTube chat. Norths ran away within the last quarter. It's also their largest score of the season and Williamstown's lowest. Make of that what you will. Well, I'd have to say maybe Williamstown went on today, but North were definitely on. Potentially junk time goals. I would say that this is reward for effort today. They've worked hard, and they're just getting some of that reward now.
So Williamstown maybe with one last shot. Kennedy to Long. Off to Lawrence. But time will beat them. 4 seconds on the clock. And North will run out victors. 2 wins in 2 days here at Arden Street. There's the siren. North run out victors. 6-8-44 to Williamstown. 1-4-10. A fantastic win by North. And, you'd be happy with that.
Yeah, you'd have to say so. For Williamstown, they tried. It was a tight game all the way up until the fourth quarter, really. But they just ran away with it. The pressure... it just became too much. They couldn't get it outside of North Melbourne's attacking 50, and all just proved too much in the end.
So let's run through the goal scorers ultimately. Beginning with North Melbourne, 2 to Tess Craven, 2 to Alexia Hamilton, and also 2 to Alice O'Loughlin. The sole goal scorer for the Williamstown Seagulls is Bridie Kennedy. There are still a lot of positives for Williamstown, though. I mean, Kennedy was really good. Long was really good.
Jasmine Kawa had a great game. Bridie Kennedy.
And Ruby Barnes, a super debut from the lacrosse background.
Yeah, that's right.
Backgrounded individual. So, if you're in the Barnes family watching this, there's a lot to be proud of today, despite what was on the scoreboard. Well, it's been great being here at Arden Street for the VFL Women's Match of the Day. Fixtures are going to come out in due course during the week for round 6 and perhaps beyond. But at the end of today's play here at Arden Street, it's North winning 6-8-44 to Williamstown 1-4-10. I've been John O'Van, and it's been fantastic on debut to have Bailey Turner with me. Thanks so much, mate. Can't wait to do it all again.
So excited. It's a great game. Glad you guys could all tune in.
Well, that's all from us. Thanks so much for joining us, and stay tuned during the week for the fixtures for the VFLW season 2022. I've been John O'Van. He's been Bailey Turner. It's been North winning by 34 points.